Hi, this is Aishwarya Rajesh, and you're watching me on Mirchi Plus.
Hi, this is Samina Shaikh here, and with me today on Mirchi Plus, I have the Farhana actor Aishwarya, and welcoming
Hi.
her on Mirchi Plus. Hi, Aishwarya.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? I want to know from you.
I'm a little nervous, excited because we have the release tomorrow.
Okay.
So we're also doing back-to-back interviews, phone interviews, and stuff like that. So let's see. Waiting for tomorrow.
And I saw the trailer of the movie. It is quite an intense topic, dealing and dwelling into lives of Muslim community, or talking
Yeah.
about different topics for that matter, conservatives and all. So, how was your experience for that matter, while working on this one?
I don't know. Like you are, like I don't know. People always like. I just saw it just like a character. For me, I mean, we've all grown up like there's no religious barriers in, like if it was Muslims, we used to go to Dargah, church, or we had so many Christian friends, we had Muslim friends, and they used to come to our house, and we've all lived like one society. So I don't know why people think if it is a Muslim character, why do they have a different perception? So we want to really normalize it. And I'm very sure after Farhana, people will really celebrate Farhana. People will like it, especially Muslim people, you know. So they will definitely like Farhana.
But also, Aishwarya, while working on this one, it also led into controversy because people thought, like, oh, it's again targeting a certain religion, and they're trying to portray Muslims in a different way and all. And the makers also had a statement around it. What are your thoughts on that? Do you somewhere feel that the films should be watched as films, and rather, like, not think about what religion it is based on, or what exactly they're trying to portray? What are your thoughts on that?
No, so films have to be watched as films, but if it is a propaganda film, definitely it shouldn't hurt anyone, right? The cinema is a medium where a lot of people get influenced, and today it is a very powerful medium to convey a strong message or anything, like cinema, you can't just simply take it for granted. You can't just show whatever you want and whatever you, because when we see, for example, a simplest example, we see a actress wearing a sari, you want to buy that sari. It's a simple thing which you will get influenced. There are so many powerful lines which are told by the actors, so people follow it. People think, they get influenced. Social media, I mean, social movie entertainment industry is so powerful. So certain things, sensitive things need to be addressed properly, need to be really taken care. I'm only talking about sensitive issues. Other than that, if you're playing, I mean, it can be anything, funny issues or funny things. Even when you can't play funny jokes with any sensitive issue, right? So I feel, of course, cinema has to be watched like cinema. Like if there is something which is not right, like there was few sensitive topics not told in a right way, then that's something an issue, right? Though I mean, I'm not someone for it, I feel.
But also, recently, when I saw Farhana trailer, and, even people started comparing it with, the Kerala story. And, the Kerala story is already, dealing with a lot of controversies. And, it's been like, banned in, West Bengal. There are some other things, which is happening on social media. Do you
Right.
somewhere feel that, sometimes maybe the intention of the director is not agenda driven, but sometimes the perception of the audience goes in a different, direction altogether? What are your thoughts on that?
See, people, I have not watched Kerala stories, so I don't want to really comment about it because I can't just simply blindly talk about it without even watching the movie, because it's banned in Tamil Nadu, so we cannot watch it. And when people see, that's the thing. Each one has their own opinions, right? With just watching with a teaser, you cannot come to a conclusion. Is what I feel. Farana, watching a teaser, there are so many controversies. There's so many people who are like ban the film, boycott the film. They're showing the religious, they're doing some propaganda in the film. There are so many complaints all over, right? So once you watch the film, that's what I told you. Once you watch the film, especially Muslims will celebrate Farana. Farana is something like people will love it, and the perception will change then. Let's talk about it after the release. It makes more sense then, right? So that's what I think.
Do you also feel that, when it comes to art and cinema, the involvement of politics should not be there, because, eventually the focus of art and of, cinema is to entertain the audience and, try and have a message via the movie, or, have some societal topics coverage. But at the same time, the involvement of politics sometimes makes it very difficult, in terms of presentation for the audience.
So you're trying to say that there should not be any political involvement in
No
cinema, right?
involvement of, politics as such, apart from, because we do have censor board, we have censor board committee and all. But when politics get involved in it, when statements from, say, an XYZ MP, or say a politician comes across, it becomes all the more, like, controversial. It has happened with the Kashmir files. It has happened with this movie also, the Kerala story. And that is how sometimes, some of the films, like, like when Padmavati, for that, Padmavat, actually, it also
Mm.
faces that kind of backlash. So do you somewhere feel that the involvement of politics sometimes make films quite vulnerable, in terms of its presentation for the audience?
Yeah, if it also depends on the movie we are talking about. So it doesn't happen for all the movies, right? They don't come into every cinema. They don't enter into every cinema, right? If something is wrong, they're coming up. So if the audience feel, why is it unnecessarily, like, people are like mixing politics and cinema? It is actually the right thing that they don't mix politics and entertainment like the cinema, but we should see in which angle it's affecting them. So maybe something politically was wrong in the movie, so they're coming in the scene, right? So maybe I don't know much about it, because my films were not politically involved as of now, so I really can't talk a lot about it. But I feel, let's see cinema as cinema, entertainment as an entertainment. But the earlier I also spoke about being a very powerful medium. You convey so many things. It's always, every filmmaker, every actor, according to me, have to be little responsible in making a film.
Hmm.
Be it even, comedy movie, todas are responsible. If it is there, I think it's good.
Also,
Not taking.
Aishwarya, for this particular film, while you're working on this one, you actually got trained by a Muslim family for 6 months. You
No,
literally
no,
get
no,
into your character.
not for 6 months.
Okay, okay, but actually, like, taking such trainings for that matter, correct me. Like, I want to know for how many, months for that matter, because you literally, even for your cricket role, as you revealed, you literally got, like, got in touch with the cricketers and all, and you completely get into that character, like, by meeting such people and knowing much about that community,
So
or
yeah,
like.
for cricket, I trained for 6 to 8 months, because that's a sport which I really don't know. I think you got confused between that movie and this one.
Yes, yes.
So Samina Shaikh is like a sounding like a Muslim name to me. So obviously, the way you do namaz, and if I learn and do namaz, it makes a lot of difference. People can find out who is a Muslim and who is a non-Muslim girl, right? So we had one Muslim family coming to my house every day, teaching me about Islam, talking about Quran, and I learned namaz and how to tie the hijab, and what are the because they say Muslims don't even wear nail polish, they don't do threading, they don't color the hair. So these are the things which we have to follow according to the Muslim religion. So so those were all taken care. Uh, so those were like because I should not even cut my. They don't cut your nails, right?
They
You
do,
cut.
you can't have like long nails, basically.
Yeah, so you have to cut your nails.
You have to
You
cut your
can't
nails.
have nails. Yeah, you can't
Can't
have
have
nails.
long nails, basically. Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, so you can't have nails. You can't have polish. You can't paint your nails. You can't do eyebrows. Like there's so many. You're like, yeah. So I was very, when you watch the movie, there's absolutely no makeup. They don't wear lipstick, basically. I
Hmm.
mean, of course, you're wearing, you look beautiful. Things have changed now. but they were still, very, very orthodox people who used to come to my house.
It
And
also depends on the kind of people you're dealing with. There are some who are way too orthodox, and there's some who are, who have quite modern in their approach. So maybe like, the
Things
ones,
have changed. It depends to person to person.
yeah,
Like there's nothing wrong in doing it, but they because they have to teach me from basics. They were telling me all this. It's not that you know.
but did
Uh,
you also follow it for your character? Because
yeah,
that's
we did
not.
because we followed everything, and then now I know how to do namaz. I know few um, chanting words how they do during namaz, and then how to tie the hijab. So all these have to look really authentic because she's someone who does 5 times namaz. Do you know, like, I mean, of course you must be knowing, they're like this
Yeah.
woman, she does like 5 times namaz in a day, someone like that. So, and the body language, everything, Muslim. She was a typical, very conservative, very reserved character. So I had to work on the body language. There's so many things which were taken care as a character.
What was more interesting, and I somewhere feel that, it is a kind of highlight of the movie, and it's not only for a certain religion or something, but at the same time, I feel that, maybe it does need focuses the domestic abuse on women. And
Okay.
maybe in your film it's not shown that way, but there are portrayals, there are certain films where they talk about domestic abuse and the way things happen around them. I don't know whether your film has it or no, but I really want to know what is your thought on this topic. And do you somewhere feel that awareness on that is very important, and it could be on women, it could be on animals, it could be on, say, even men for that matter. It's not like it's only prescribed to women, but yeah, there have been such cases where women are actually subjected to certain kind of violence sometimes. So what is your thought on that?
See, firstly, domestic violence is there still. I feel it's still there, and people are very scared to tell it out because when women is affected domestic violence, and then they're really scared that where the family is going to spoil, or there's a split of a family life, and the children will be affected. We just talk, there's so much of changes, but there's still child abuse, there's still rapes happening, there's still domestic violence everywhere. It's just that we need to bring in some strict punishments for this. Only then this will be like little, the rate will come down. I'm not saying it will completely vanish, of course it's not going to. And people, I mean, the women have to be really strong, bold enough to come and talk, I think, which today I think is there's a lot of changes happening. So until and unless that the punishments are stricter, I think the rates would definitely come down drastically. So that's the only solution for all this.
That's nice to hear. And before I let you go, you have made your Bollywood debut also with Daddy. So what's next in Bollywood also, and what are your upcoming projects you're working on?
So we are doing. I did a film which is Hindi, Tamil. So we are just waiting for that, and there are a couple of films which are lined up in Tamil. So yeah, I'm waiting to do a lot of Hindi film also in future.
I'm going to wait to see this one for sure because I really like the trailer. I somewhere feel it's way too intense, and the way you have portrayed the character is way too commendable. I must say that. So all the very best, Aishwarya, for this one, and I'm hoping to see more of your work. Thank you so much for your lovely.
Thank you, Samina. Thank you.